Death is only the beginning. At least that's what we have learned over the years from some of our favorite anime shows. When a main character usually dies, you can bet they're gonna be introduced back into the story in some crazy way. Other times, characters just die over and over for the sake of comedy, delivering a certain theme, or just to fill in the blanks in the story. In this video, we've decided to bring together 17 characters who have died numerous times along with why the heck that happened. As always, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Here we go. Number 17. Goku, Dragon Ball series. The mightiest Saiyan of them all has certainly seen his fair share of deaths. Goku has been through a lot. There's the time when Piccolo stopped the heart of a young Goku, but that death is very questionable. And there's a lot of speculation about whether Goku has died dozens of times or not. But for the sake of avoiding confusion, we're going to focus on the 5 instances where we thought our hero was gone for good. So Goku's first death, and the most shocking for many fans, when he took one for the team, to kill Raditz and save Earth, thanks to Piccolo's Makanko Sappo. At that time, Goku had never died before, so it was a big deal. The second time happens in another timeline. Future Trunks recounts the story of Goku having contracted a nasty heart virus after defeating Frieza. The end result is Goku's death at the hands of the androids. Third time is when Goku sacrifices himself again, but this time it's against Cell. Goku uses his instant transformation to take the exploding Cell off of planet Earth and into the King Kai's planet. They both explode, but Cell actually comes back to life. The fourth time is during Dragon Ball Super. Specifically, it happens again in Future Trunks' timeline. Goku Black is the one to do it, and we see just how merciless Black is in killing Goku. Finally, there's the quick kill that Hit inflicts on Goku when they're testing the waters during their battle. This last one is the least impressive because Goku kinda springs back up from death once he understands how Hit is going to kill him. Number 16. Ash Ketchum, Pokemon. The protagonist of Pokemon does not earn the title of Pokemon champion for no reason. Ash has died a total of 7 times on the road of fulfilling his dreams. First, it's when a big chandelier crushes him and Pikachu and sends their soul flying out of their bodies. Not a very fun death. Second time is when Ash is turned to stone, when he's caught in the crossfires of 2 powerful Pokemons. Third time happens in the movie Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. Ash gets eaten along with every other character. They're revived back by Mew. Fourth time also occurs in the movie Pokemon I Choose You, Ash. Ash dies when Marshadow relentlessly attacks him. Fifth time, Ash drowns. Sixth time, he gets frozen to death. And the 7th death is more of a remake of the second time he died. He gets turned to stone again. So yeah, Ash has experienced many different types of death as a human. Number 15. Leomon, Digimon. Leomon is the closest thing to a cat with 9 lives, and while Digimon is not a violent show, it does not treat the heroic lion kindly. Leomon dies 9 times throughout the show's history, movies included. Leomon gets hit by a metal Itimon lightning strike thing and dies for the very first time. Then Beelzemon punches Leomon in his chest, killing him right away. This is his 2nd death. The last time Leomon has met his end was when he fought a seemingly innocent Mikomon during the events of Digimon Tri-Determination. The sturdy lion is not one to give up on his human friends easily, even if his life is at stake. Number 14. Lancer, Carnival Phantasm. A light-hearted comedy OVA series that shows us the exploits of several characters going through different adventures. The series gives us Lancer, a servant in the Holy Grail War of Mooncell. Lancer is a handsome soldier who carries out the bids of masters without question. Lancer dies many times, a total of 12 deaths. In his quest to win the war, the first time happens when Gilgamesh rains down a flurry of swords to prove to everyone that he creates the rulers in his special game. Another memorable death for Lancer is when he is struck by a huge ray of power energy from Rider. Number 13. Sato Kazuma, Konosuba. One day after saving a girl from being run over by a tractor, Sato thinks himself dead and dies for real from the shock of the accident. He gets sent to the fantasy world after his death, and we see him die a couple more times. Being in a fantasy world is exciting for Sato. He finally breaks out of his shell and starts going on adventures. However, many of these adventures are pretty dangerous, and the young man meets his end at a total of 15 times. Some of these deaths including falling off a big tree, getting his body dissolved and getting trampled to death. Number 12. Noda, Angel Beats. A 13-episode short anime, Angel Beats tells the story of Otonashi, a young boy who finds himself in the afterlife enrolled at a certain school. The story revolves around an organization called Afterlife Battlefront that wants to destroy the student council who makes life difficult for everyone at school. Noda, a supporting character, is a key member of the SSS. He fights with his trademark halberd and goes through some pretty tough battles. Noda dies in the afterlife a total of 22 times. Most of those deaths happen at the hands of Angel, the head of the student council. Number 11. Natsuki Subaru, ReZero. After living his obscurity as Hikikomori, Natsuki is saved from his mediocre existence by being transferred to the land of Logensia. Therefore, he becomes a knight and is given the ability to return from death should he die. Natsuki dies 48 times, with each death having its chronological order in the story. The first time being when he's killed by Elsa, and the last time when he dies from blood loss from the battle with the Great Rabbit. Number 10. Miyobi Shishio, Seton Academy, Join the Pack. This light-hearted school comedy introduces us to the sloth Miyobi Shishio. She's a slow sloth who has the ability to come back from the dead. Like many other characters mentioned here, Miyobi dies a lot, a total of 55 times. Most of her deaths are comical relief at best, including one where she dies by tripping over when preparing to play tennis. Number 9. Saruko Hojo, Higurashi When They Cry. A member of the Hinamizawa After-School Games Club, Saruko is a pre-pubescent girl with athletic abilities. Saruko is not just an orphan girl, she's an orphan girl who comes back to life after dying horribly. She dies a total of 103 times. Many of these deaths are actually quite brutal, including being pushed over a chasm and getting tortured to death by Shion, who stabs her repeatedly on one occasion. Number 8. Elizabeth, Seven Deadly Sins. You don't piss off the Demon King and simply get away with it. In the case of Elizabeth, she got the short end of the stick when she opposed Meliodas' father 13,000 years ago, and was forced to die perpetually as punishment because of a curse inflicted on her soul. The worst part, she's also Meliodas' lover, and all of her deaths happen in front of him. Some other deaths happen because of Elizabeth growing old too. Overall, she has died 108 times, when her death at the Kingdom of Danafor being the most high-octane out of all of them. Number 7. Sakura Kusakabe, Blood-Geoning Angel Dokuro-chan. What happens when you mix humanity's ambition for making immortality a reality and an angry god who gets offended at that? You get yourself a bunch of crazy angels vying for God's approval by trying to kill said human who made the invention. This describes the plot of Blood-Geoning Angel Dokuro-chan. In an attempt to kill the human that made immortality possible, Dokuro, an assassin angel of God, is forced into a situation where she keeps killing the poor guy all the time. This Sakura Kusakabe, as junior high schooler, is subjected to all kinds of violent deaths. Dokuro lives to her name and just blood-geons Sakura senselessly whenever she's angry, moody or bored. She really doesn't seem to know what guardian angel is supposed to mean. And we viewers are treated to a round of gory violence with each episode, with Sakura's total death count standing at 111 deaths, and his guts and limbs flying all over the place. Number 6. Hiyat, Excel Saga. Hiyat and Excel are two girls who represent opposite sides of the same coin. Hiyat is the more reserved type, while her friend Excel is the impulsive one. The two girls are descendants from Mars, with Hiyat being an actual Martian princess. That's the reason why Hiyat can die and come back constantly. The deaths that Hiyat goes through are thankfully there just for comedy purposes. She simply loses breath, drowns, loses her head at inopportune times when Excel wants her the most. Her on-screen death sits at 51 with another 52 ones off-screen. Now, the reason why she dies randomly, the logical explanation is because she's a Martian, and life on Earth is not exactly suitable for her. Number 5. Madoka Kaname, Magical Girl Madoka Magica. First admiring witches and aspiring to be like them, one day, Madoka Kaname is driven to become a witch by her desire to save a cat from getting driven over. The simple naive girl soon finds herself engaging in interdimensional battles against other girls forced to become witches due to QB's evil plans. Unfortunately, life as a witch is not kind to Madoka. She dies hundreds of times, with a number of deaths that falls within the 500 range. Uses time travel tirelessly to try and save his favorite girl from meeting a gruesome end across different timelines, but the cycle is unbreakable. Number 4. Utsuru Gentama. Before Utsuru was turned into a mortal and killed, he was an ageless being with many supernatural abilities. Throughout Gintama, we see Utsuro being feared for the powers of immortality he possesses. Many characters come up with plans to kill him, and they do succeed, much to their dismay. However, Utsuro always comes back and returns the favor. In total, we know that Utsuro has died 1009 times, between the manga and the anime. In terms of how he dies, Utsuro gets dismembered and burned alive on one occasion, but is able to regenerate his whole body quickly, just from the arm that stays planted on the ground. That's both cool and horrifying to watch. Number 3. Mayuri Shina, Steins Gate. Mayuri Shina is an unlucky girl who becomes embroiled in some nasty business that the future Gadget Lab members are behind. To keep things simple, the scientists of the lab complete their first time travel machine prototype and start celebrating the occasion. A rogue socially ostracized girl, Moika Kiryu, is searching for a rare piece of technology when she stumbles onto the lab. She immediately shoots at the people there and kills Mayuri, setting off a chain of events where Mayuri's best friend, Okabe, uses the time machine to go back and save the girl from her fate. This all goes wrong as we see Okabe failing to save Mayuri over and over again. She keeps dying for more than a year, nearly 15 months straight, every day and sometimes multiple times. This puts her death at around 1017 times. Okabe's plan backfired in the worst way possible. Number 2. Kamijutoma, Taoro Majutsu no Index. When you're the target of an Old Norse god hell-bent on making you suffer, it's hard to imagine what's in store for you. For the high schooler, Kamijutoma, he dies in his own reality and in billions of other realities. Othinus is the one who keeps doing it. She tortures Kamiju to death over 1 billion times. It's impossible to pin down certain deaths and describe them, since the majority of them happen off-screen. But Tuma's most memorable death is when he falls down into the Arctic Ocean while grabbing onto the flying fortress. Number 1. Diavolo, JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Golden Wind. As the victim of Gold Requiem's infinite death loop technique, Diavolo earns his place as the character with the most deaths. What's crazy is that Diavolo experiences every kind of death imaginable in the reality he is stuck in. He gets stabbed to death, electrocuted, burned alive, auto-spiced, scared to death and gets driven over by a car. We could go on, but you get the idea. You do not want to be the victim of the infinite death loop. Diavolo is living proof to that. That's about everything we have for you, dear viewers, today. This list was definitely not comprehensive of every character who has been to the afterlife and back. That's why we would love to hear from you about who was missing. And if there's anything you can add about the characters discussed here, even better. So, go right ahead, comment down below to get the discussion going. And don't forget, hit the thumbs up button, share the link of the video everywhere you can, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting anime trivia that keeps you up at night. All the best!